Tottenham punished Arsenal when Arsenal made mistakes. We didn't punish them.
I'm not sure why he keeps playing Scott McTominay in the middle either.
But
that guy has to. I know, but that guy has to go.
Sorry, mate. Transitional. You're being kind.
Yeah,
100%
counter-attacking. Yeah.
100%. Because people think I have an agenda against him. I just think his plays are immature.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time you're listening, welcome to another episode of Podcast Pundits. I am your host today, De La Strada, the man of many club faces. As usual, before I introduce the rest of the panel, let me give you some housekeeping, let you know where you can find us. You know what? Actually, I say this every week and I'm like, let you know where you can find us. But really and truly, if you're listening, you must know where we are. But I know, I'll let you know anyway. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, Google. And you can find us on a black screen on YouTube with just voices. You can interact with us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter, X. And just type in podcast.pundits and you'll see us there. Right. Starting from my left. He's wearing an Arsenal top.
Yeah, man.
Strives, go and talk to us.
It's your boy Strives, or Striver. Yeah, man, wearing the third kit, man. I like it still, man. Got it customized as well, you know what I mean? So it's just got my name on the back, you know what I mean? No, the letters on the collar, that's part of it, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's
Let me see.
beautiful stuff. Yeah.
Where is that? Is that the match? Is that the match day one as a replica?
No, it's a match day one, man.
You say so? You spent like over $1 billion.
Listen, man,
over $1 billion, yeah.
Arsenal's worth it, but when you're a member, they give you 10% discount.
Is this your first top tier?
No, I remember when you got me the Nige kit.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay, yeah, you've been in this for a while.
You got man a kit.
Yeah, man. Like he's been a good friend, innit, man? So I thought, let me nice up my brother, innit?
Yay.
No, I'm joking. Are you crazy, man? For the top tier one.
I got that was a request ASAP.
What number you got at the back?
No, I didn't put a number on the back this time.
What? That's the name?
Yeah, I was gonna put 14 because that's my favorite number, but I just thought
Eddie.
You weren't feeling it.
No, man, don't do Eddie like that, man. No, I just thought, you know what, man? I'm just gonna put a name behind there. I thought, let me not put a number this time, man.
So we just got Strives.
Yeah, man, just got Strives there.
Cool, I respect it.
But yeah, man. Anyway, Arsenal, your Arsenal correspondent for the podcast. Alongside obviously De La Strada. That's one of his.
It's just you today, man.
Yeah.
I'm on hosting duties.
You played that guy, Joe card. Fresh, bro.
Fair dues, man.
Next up, Joey.
Yes, what's happening, people? It's your number one Liverpool fan here, and number 2 #fan. What's happening?
Not much. Last but not least, Dre.
Yeah, Stray, man. Finally feels good to be back here after seeing us get 3 points. Because before it was like, when you just don't want to turn up. Yeah. That's what it felt like before. But now...
Is it your first 3 points of the season?
Ish.
I don't want to comment on that. But
No, it's not. But it definitely feels like
yeah, no, exactly. Because it's been for so long. But but just take the 3 points at the moment, regardless of anything else. Just because... I still want us to kind of be around there when it comes to the end of the season. But yeah, we'll talk about it in more detail as we move on. Team's just doing what they're doing. I don't know if I mentioned as well, obviously United fan, but yeah, let's go. Let's
go. There's no better place to start apart from, we have to start at the Emirates. A game of two halves. Arsenal should have probably nicked the point, but Straz, let me come to you as the one and only correspondent as an Arsenal fan on this podcast.
No problem, man.
Let's start off with, when you saw the lineup, what did you think of the starting lineup?
Starting lineup. I thought, where's Trossard? First and foremost, but I saw like rumours starting to circulate from the morning actually that he picked up an injury. I don't know where he picked the injury up. It obviously must have been in training. I'm starting to wonder what's going on in them training sessions that keeps on ruling players out. But
you know what, Trossard, he's a bit injury prone. Because remember last season when he came, then I think he got injured.
Did he?
Yeah.
He was at Brighton, but there were never big injuries.
Yeah.
Just
He
maybe
just has
like
maybe just niggles, yeah.
1 or 2
He
games.
was miss a game or so. Yeah. Well, yeah, man. So obviously he had that. He had quite a decent game against PSV in the week. Obviously Champions League game. So yeah, he just the game was set up for him. But yeah, when I saw he wasn't in this lineup, I wondered what was going on. And yeah, it looks like he was injured. So obviously, with that being the case, looking at the starting lineup, I wasn't. I kind of was okay. I was satisfied. I was satisfied with it because the notable talking point would be the first time Jesus and Nketiah was started together for the first time. But in my mind, I thought to myself, okay, he's got a choice of ESR potentially on the left, or Nelson on the left, and Havertz. I suppose he had that choice also. And for me, obviously, I've been thinking that Havertz needs to be bedded in like into games. Like, I wouldn't have wanted Havertz to start a North London derby. I don't know if he would have been able to hack the pressure or he knows what it means. So I understood Havertz being on the bench. And I thought to myself, Jesus on the left or Nelson on the left, the drop off in quality is non-existent, to be honest. I think Jesus is better than Nelson, in my opinion. I think also he's also better than ESR. I like ESR, so it was hard for me to say that. But I think so I just thought, yeah, it's cool. And then Eddie as the central striker, I weren't mad at it because he's had a decent start to the season. I just thought, first time seeing them play, let's see how it works. I wasn't really too mad at it.
But in saying that, so considering the game that Jesus had in the Champions League midweek, the way Arsenal played full stop, then you think it would have probably made more sense for Arteta to try and leave things as much as
the same as possible.
And then play players who can play on the left without taking too much away from the team. Because we know that Jesus, as a focal point for Arsenal, offers a lot more to the team. He may not score goals, but his contribution to the team is a lot more than, let's say, Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah.
He gave Reece Nelson a new contract.
True.
So surely you must have faith in him.
Yeah,
and if Reece Nelson can't play when Martinelli's injured, Trossard's injured, when do you play them?
It's true, but we got to also remember that he only just kind of started playing Reece Nelson on the left. Reece Nelson used to come on the right. So
no, against Bournemouth he came on the left.
Did he play on at the end of last season?
Yeah, when he scored.
No, last season.
I'm sure it was on the left.
Was it on the left?
Yeah, because wasn't Saka still on the pitch or no?
My memories, it's evaded me now. But I always had Nelson in my mind as he's right-sided. Is he going to be the one that offers? Is he going to be the player that covers for Saka if Saka needs the rest? But then for me, I remember when I started, I think maybe it was pre-season when he started playing on the left, I thought, okay, he has the idea, the mindset to play Nelson on the left. And Nelson does fine on the left as well, being able to cut in and things such as that. But more to your question, yeah, I hear you. Like, why extend these contracts if you're not going to trust him in those situations? And I personally believe Nelson is North London derby ready. Like, he's been bred in the Arsenal, from the Arsenal academy. He knows what it means. ESR similar. But I just felt that as much as there's an argument for them playing, I just felt, we've seen Jesus play on a wing for Arsenal. We've seen him do it for City. And I just thought, you know what, he's competent there. He can give something there. And Arteta clearly probably wants to obviously have their fullbacks. He wants Jesus and Saka to obviously put their fullbacks to work. And I think he probably trusted Jesus to do that a little bit more than anyone else. With Nketiah being up top, I think Nketiah just offers a little bit of physicality, and him and Jesus have similar profiles. So as much as he doesn't contribute and offer as much as Jesus, I feel like he has improved his game to the point where Arteta trusted him to lead that line. So I thought it was fine margins. I didn't think it was enough to kind of like to lose my shit over, if you get my drift. Yeah.
Obviously, ultimately, I think that wasn't what cost Arsenal the game. Yeah. Because with that starting lineup, Arsenal they took the lead, and they could have easily taken a 2-0 lead. I know on this podcast we had a conversation about who was better, Alvarez and Jesus, and for some reason you seem to say Jesus was better. And now we're on this topic. Do you want to take that back?
Did I say Jesus was better?
Yeah.
I don't believe I did. You know? I think that was you, that Estrada.
Yeah.
I'm getting confused. Who said that?
Yeah. Let's move on swiftly.
Yeah, man. I mean, that got clipped up, and we saw what our listeners and those that are connected to our podcast had to say about it. It was a resounding, unanimous victory, landslide victory for Alvarez. But that's not taking anything away from Jesus. He's a great player. He's got everything apart from finishing. And I may have said it I believe I've said it on the podcast, one of the previous episodes. I know we've had conversations off air about it as well. And I've always believed that we have needed a striker. We needed a striker. And I feel like watching that game just shine light on it. But just to go a little bit, to reverse a little bit, you mentioned obviously we went ahead and whatnot. That somewhat justifies Mikel Arteta's lineup, because Mikel Arteta can strategize, he can draw out the tactics, put the boys out, the lineup out, and say, "Yo, guys, it's up to you now to execute." Literally, we were unplayable for the first 20, 25 minutes, maybe 35 minutes. I think we had about 11 high turnovers in terms of turnovers of possession. Was getting the ball back high up the pitch. The intensity was insane. I think, it was spot on, to be fair. We went a goal up. Saka, he had Udogie on toast. Like, Udogie seemed like he lost all composure. It was a nice little battle. I was looking forward to seeing it, because Udogie's been one of the players that has impressed me this season alongside the rest of the Tottenham team. But yeah, I was looking forward to seeing it, and it didn't disappoint, man. It didn't disappoint. Saka, for me, was getting the better of him. He was isolated one-on-one a lot of times. I was quite surprised that Ange Postecoglou allowed that to happen, because although I saw Brennan Johnson track back a little bit to help, more time he just seemed to stay up there. And anyway, Saka Udogie quickly got a yellow card because of it. He misplaced the back pass, which led to another opportunity that I think Nketiah could have done better with, in my opinion. But Saka's done his signature cut in, gone for the curled shot, which got deflected into the goal by Romero. 1-0 up, and then again we've turned over possession with I think, what is it? Is Declan Rice has put? Was this Declan Rice? I can't know. Jesus, actually. Jesus has dispossessed Maddison, and the one thing I think is typical of Jesus is he's quite composed, I would have said. But he snatched at that shot, which was a bit of a shock to me, and he's hit it high. And I think if you're having an issue with finishing, I think just do what Odegaard's doing at the moment, where he's just picking low corners, trying to go for the roof of the net, going for the Hollywood top bins. I didn't understand it. I don't know if that's what he went for, if he literally just put his head down and just struck the ball as hard as he could.
Yeah, no, he lost himself. 100% lost himself, because that's how he usually finishes when he's got time on the ball.
Yeah. So you just saw the back pages, and then it was underwhelming. But that goes 2-0 up. If that goal goes in and we go 2-0 up, I think we continue to cruise. I think we probably killed that game off, but we ended up ruining that chance, man.
Sorry, just to retort to what you said. Tottenham have gone goals down this season, and they've done comebacks quite a few times. Obviously, you guys were playing pretty intense in the beginning parts of the game. Mm-hmm. Do you think that you would have been able to 100% keep that up? Because I think you're kind of negating what has been Tottenham's specialty this season. If you went 2 goals up, that's it, game, set, match.
But they haven't gone down 2-0.
Not necessarily 2-0, but they've shown that they've got the character to come back.
They got the resilience,
and they've done it twice in the game.
Yeah,
so,
I think.
So are you like 100% certain that if you went 2 goals up, that would have been game, set, match?
I 100% is obviously
Yeah.
very high, but yeah, like I probably would go as close to 100% as I possibly
The fans
could.
would be rocking.
Yeah, I
Do you
mean,
see what I'm saying? Like, it'd be like I know they
But
were rocking,
that's
but
nothing to Tottenham though, because
No, you can't say nothing.
No.
This Tottenham's new. We don't know. We don't have enough
no,
sample
that's
size.
true.
to,
But if we look at Tottenham and North London derbies, like the commentator said, as soon as it was 2-1, I think maybe they 1-0. They said usually the team that scores first always doesn't win the fixture.
is that what they said?
Yeah, that's what he said
yeah.
when it went 1-0. So that's what I'm saying. Like, even though it's a completely new team,
That can't make
I
sense
think
because we went 1-0 and then beat them 2-0 last season. Like that.
something he said something similar to but he gave a stat to say that it's not a foregone conclusion based on that.
Okay.
So I'm saying, even though it's not the same Tottenham or these are like a new crop of players, it's still like within the fixture, innit? Like, especially when the fans are playing a part in it.
Well, the way I look at it is, if you've like Maddison has been like Tottenham's, like he's been a real shining light in that Tottenham team, yeah. And I don't believe he was having like his greatest show out up until that point, and then to be dispossessed and then go 2-0 down. I just think it would have been too much of a deflating moment for him to recover from, and he's quite an important player in their team. And I feel like all around the team as well, Udogie being on the yellow, Udogie seeming nervous.
Romero's gas as well.
Yeah, Romero's had that gaff, and then Maddison, I think we would have just continuously like pummeled them. But what they done though, which was like what we seem to have done is like we stopped Basuma from really playing in the first half as well, because I think Vieira was kind of sticking on him a little bit to some extent, and then you had Declan Rice kind of cutting Sarr out of the game, and then you had Jesus kind of in between Porro and Sarr. So literally we were set up so well for that high press, and it was kind of working. But then what Tottenham was doing, to their credit as well, they seem to realise that with Jesus playing on the left, he hasn't got the kind of pace that Martinelli's got, and Zinchenko normally comes inverted. So normally Zinchenko's inverted because Martinelli
all
can
over
do
the
that.
top.
Yeah, exactly. And Martinelli can do that, kind of run those channels by himself, whereas it's not quite the same. So I don't know if that's why they done it, but I noticed that they were
That ball was
overloaded.
on quite a few times though.
Was that?
The ball into your left back channel.
Yeah, because they were overloading that right side. But I think they were doing that though I think they were trying to be a bit crafty, because then what Son was dropping in to play with Kulusevski.
Bro, it was a fucking sick tactical battle. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
It was a good tactical battle, because I've watched quite loads of chunks of the game, man. It was a good tactical battle, man.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's crazy because as much as I think going to what you said, where he was like they were able to kind of ride that pressure and intensity, and then they kind of turned it on us to a little bit. That goes towards what you just mentioned, the tactics kind of thing. I was quite surprised that Tottenham decided, we're going to play our game.
But that's what I'm saying. They've done that all season.
Yeah.
Especially when they go down and it's been like an embarrassing goal down or something. They just keep on playing it.
After the PSV game, after seeing the way we cooked PSV, I was thinking, if Tottenham dare to play like that against us, we're picking them off and we're going to 3-0 in the first 30 minutes. That's what I thought. And it looked like it could have been that had it not been for Jesus. But credit to them, like they played their game, they stayed at it. And I think the only
but I think
variation,
that's a bit harsh though, because even if, let's have it right, if Jesus is missing that, you should be creating more chances to put the game to bed.
We should be creating. We should,
because like Arteta said in his post-match, is mistakes. And that to me is a mistake. But you should be allowing for mistake if you're going to dominate Tottenham at home.
But I think
you should allow for mistakes, but those sort of things there, if it's City, they're scoring that goal.
Do you think you created enough chances for in that game as well?
No, and neither did Spurs. So that's why
but
it was a valid 0-0. I mean,
no, but because he was saying if it's 2-0, then he thinks it can go on.
Yeah,
but technically,
I think it would, because the only reason why I think it would, because it's 2-0.
Yeah.
They have to come out. Then what they're going to do? They're already playing against, so now they're going to be even more open.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I think the game changes if Jesus scores that goal.
And then I think what they done as well is they it looked like the way Son was it was like 4-1, but then it's like Son was just kind of dropping in, was dropping in.
Yeah, that's why he got hooked so early. That guy was running, bro.
Yeah,
he was running.
Yeah.
Because he was taking like 10 minutes to change the captain's armband because of how tired he was.
Yeah, he was.
You know what? I was glad to see the back of him pause. And even Maddison, like if Maddison took a bit of a knock as well, but he looked like he shook that off, but he was blowing as well. I was glad to see him come off the pitch. But no, they Totty, man, I've said that I like them this season, and a lot of people said they haven't had a real test. I would like to consider Arsenal to be a real test, and
for both teams. That was a good test for both teams.
Good test for both teams. And yeah, man, I like what Tottenham's about. I think the main difference in that game for me was Tottenham punished Arsenal when Arsenal made mistakes, or we didn't punish them.
No, I agree.
We didn't punish them. I don't really subscribe to because I've seen some fans or personalities say that we got outclassed or
dominated. Come on. It was an even game, man.
I think maybe spells towards the end where they were just moving the ball, they're playing edge ball.
But if you look at it, bro, we were the most threatening in the first half.
No, of course. But I think because they came and played edge ball, that's why maybe people are saying that. But I wouldn't necessarily agree with that.
Yeah. And then we had the last 20 minutes as well of the game as well. We actually were most threatening from more parts of the game, to be honest with you. But then it's just because
you guys switched off at certain points and then they're just clinical.
And where they capitalize on our mistakes, and we're at the Emirates, it just looks like they were, you know what I mean? But
that's what it is. They came to the Emirates, and then a lot of people have had good things to say about the Emirates in terms of how it's been turned into
exactly.
fortress, but they came and were able to do bits, basically.
And I think that's kind of thwarted people's opinions and kind of made them over exaggerate.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's an over exaggeration, and even if people want to call it that, so would you say that was not the best you've seen Spurs, but Spurs had a very good game, right?
Yeah, they had considering it's an away game, and Arsenal are up there.
And especially like Striver said after the PSV win, no one would have expected you guys to draw that game. Everyone was probably expecting a win, but I got to give it to Spurs. Their mentality is on point at the moment. Where in terms of they're away from home and they get that they get their chance and then they're putting them away. That's
my only thing is that, and I sort of agree with. I think people have probably gone a bit over the top with the praise they're giving for Spurs because, as Strives pointed, Arsenal dominated the first half. They scored against the run of play. Arsenal took the lead. Then Spurs came, scored a goal again from a mistake, and they probably dominated for the next 20 minutes. So that means in the whole of 90 minutes, they've only dominated for 20 minutes.
But I think as well, there's the extra context is Ange in his first
I know it's the style of play.
So obviously people are going to overhype it. If there is any overhyping, I don't necessarily agree there is. But if they are doing that, it will be for that reason mainly.
Yeah, and I think, I agree. It's the style of play. But I think once they play Liverpool next week, it'll be interesting because honestly, it was disappointing to see that game because even though Arsenal didn't play the best, they should have killed off that game, and that's you can look at it in two ways. That's probably the mark of a good team, whereby you don't play your best, but you do enough to win, or you should have done enough to win. That's something that Man City will do. They don't play the best all the time, but they have to find ways to win. So all you can do is move on.
Well, I think, like Straver said, you're missing a few players as well, and I think Martinelli and Trossard. I mean, as much as you don't want to bring them into it.
But
the game was game though.
I mean, Declan Rice.
It was a good game.
I don't think you'll rest on that because the fact is, that's football. You do lose players during games. So if you're not capable of replacing it and still having a good time, good performance, then what's that? Because again, let's say for example, Rodri never comes off. But if Rodri comes off, are we still expecting Man City to put in a performance? Yeah, and
that's true.
Same for.
I would say Arsenal have before been known to be more of a, I think Striver said it before, that they don't really rely on one person to score. It's more of a collaboration of the team that put in the effort for the goals. And then I think that game showed they are lacking a striker. And that's what I'm saying, those two players that were out, you never know, they may have been the ones to score the goal.
I'm glad you brought out. What do you say about that?
What would I say about what?
Would you say you want to go from one guy or you want to rely on a guy?
No.
You want to keep it shared?
No, so obviously I know you're referring to
age-old conversation.
Yeah, an age-old conversation. But that was obviously, I understood that obviously Man City had their main guy. And at that time,
Darwin Núñez bang. Meanwhile,
yeah, that time my only gripe was don't write Arsenal off just because we don't have a main guy because we're sharing our goals. But that doesn't mean to say I don't want a main guy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like so, in our pre-season episodes, I wanted a striker.
But the thing was like, what's more important?
What's more important? Being able to share the goals out,
having the goals shared or relying on talisman.
You can look at it on both ways.
Yeah.
It's like if you have a talisman, one day they may not show up. Then what's your team going to do? If you share it around the team,
which would you if you got gun to your head?
I'd rather share it around the team because if you don't show up, then someone else will show up.
Yeah, it's true.
But that's not the case though, because we know that's not the case all the time.
What do you mean?
For teams that don't,
but it's the same way that sometimes the main man doesn't show up.
But you would obviously choose that.
I'd rather choose to be able to distribute the goals around my team.
I think I choose the main man still.
But the thing is, even if they had like a striker, let's say, who could get them 20, 30 goals a season,
who's that? Arsenal we talk about still.
So I'm saying if you got someone of that caliber in your team,
bro, we win the league, bro. We probably.
That's what I'm saying though. But in my mind, even if they go into that team, their pressure on them probably is not even as much because in his mind they're probably thinking, oh, but I've got players that can score goals here as well.
But that's not how it usually calculates because, like, obviously people were thinking Man City get X amount of goals. If they get Haaland, that means they're going to get X amount of goals. But it just balances out. So, like, where it goes to the striker, the wingers start losing out and the midfielders start losing out.
True.
So.
But then here's the thing, though, that because...
But usually that guy up front is your guarantee of goals.
Yeah. But then what I've noticed with Arsenal this season is we're not really that effective centrally at the moment. And who was it that said it on this pod? I think it might have been you, Della Strada, when you were saying how Declan Rice is impressing you. He's doing really well, but he hasn't got that Partey thing about him where the passes, the breaking the lines. I think he can find those forward passes, but when Partey's in the team, Odegaard doesn't drop as deep. He just stays up there because Partey will find him somehow. He'll find a way to find him. And I don't think we've got that with Deckers just yet.
I don't think that's his game.
He decks.
Yeah. He likes to
do it, but I don't think,
he likes to bounce it and then drive.
Yeah, he's a ball carrier. But he can do it like Della Strada said.
He can 100% do it. I think especially if he's instructed to only do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's what Arteta does. And his game is kind of based on Yaya Toure, basically. So
yeah. And the thing is, what I'm finding as well is Odegaard now seems to have this own emphasis. This switch has gone on in his brain where he wants to score goals, and he's not really creating too many chances now.
You think
like,
so?
Yeah. I saw something here, like I don't know if it was on Sky Sports or something else I was watching, where without penalties we would rank below mid-table for chances created. Like our chances,
without penalties.
Yeah, without penalties in terms of chances or goal scoring opportunities, I think we were like below mid-table. We're not creating that many chances.
What, this season?
Yeah, this season. And another thing that I'm noticing is if you clock the way we play, Arsenal play, we're going wide a lot and we're just relying on Martinelli and Saka to cook. We're like, get them the ball and you guys just cook. Whereas we're not really like the danger thing is central. You need to be able to get the ball centrally and penetrate in the penalty box.
You said what you said about centrally not being present.
Yeah.
And I think you guys don't really have a spine. You've got like a
but what you have to make room for is from the first game of the season to the this was the fifth game, right?
Yeah.
How many times have Arsenal? How many times have fifth or sixth? How many times have Arsenal changed their midfield?
Yes.
And how many times have they played with Jesus? They need to. That's why again I question why when you see what Arsenal did against PSV, when practically that's Arteta's team essentially. That's what he's trying to create.
Yeah.
Everybody was on that pitch, right? Yeah. Jesus was through the middle. Apart from Martin, but Trossard. Yeah,
Trossard, yeah.
And then in your midfield was this was his midfield: Declan Rice, Havertz, and Odegaard. Mm-hmm. And then you had Zinchenko filling in and doing what he normally does, playing it inverted. Arsenal played fluid. So for you to move away from that,
what would you have rather seen Havertz start, Della?
As I said in the group, if you're going to play Jesus on the left, Arsenal still need that focal point because you need someone to hold up to that ball. Eddie Nketiah wasn't doing it. Eddie Nketiah back to goal is not the one. So that's why when you're saying Arsenal not really playing through the centre, it's hard for you to play through the centre when you haven't got someone to hold up the ball in the centre. I guarantee you, now that Jesus is back, you will see more things going through the centre than as opposed to going through the flanks. Because who's Odegaard passing to and linking up with through the centre if he's giving it to Eddie Nketiah? But at least with Jesus, you're going to see things just interchanging and moving around him. So I think that will change. Obviously, I understand why he's been going that wide, but it will change.
And also, there's been a conversation about Saka didn't play too well in the game. I didn't subscribe to that. I think Saka had a good performance. I think it's too easy to, like, I don't know. I don't know why our fans seem to kind of be hard on guys that are actually delivering for us, and then we make bare excuses for dudes that aren't delivering. I find the fan base a little bit strange.
Who's not delivering?
In that regard, I don't think. Obviously, you know how I feel about Kai Havertz. I don't feel like Killer Kai. I feel like he's like when he's playing in the LCM role. I feel like he's getting the ball and he just looks to. I don't know. He looks to do that bounce back pass. I don't see him really trying to go left, forward left, forward or forward right. I don't really see him positively playing. Like he just seems a bit.
His morale must be low, man.
He just seems really apprehensive, personally. And whereas with Vieira, when you saw Vieira play, as much as he got henched off and he was slow to Bissouma at times, and which allowed Bissouma to play at times, but you saw him like positively progressive with the way he was playing. And
that would be sick if Havertz thought, I'm playing sick. All this whole time when everyone's constantly you thought, this is what they brought me here to do, bro. I'm the man at this team.
I would be so baffled. But you know what I clocked at PSV is I think Havertz's best position for Arsenal is centre forward.
That's what he said.
He looks good when he looked okay in that game, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I didn't understand why, if you're going to move Jesus there.
Yeah, so why would you start him in that game then?
Pardon?
Why would he start him in that Champions League game if he doesn't intend on playing him there?
What's that him as LCM?
No, Havertz. You said you.
No, he played in midfield, but when Jesus came off, he went up front.
Okay.
And he looked comfortable there.
He looks alright. So.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, Tottenham. But yeah, like, rather than just focusing on Arsenal's disaster class or whatever, Tottenham. Yeah, man.
But you know, we spent half an hour on this. I don't.
Is it?
We can't spend too much.
No, it's cool. I just wanted to just say well played.
Overall,
Tottenham.
what did you think? Just quickly before we go with your keeper, Raya.
Raya. I think if you're going to nitpick at Ramsdale, then I think that was a game that you can nitpick at Raya as well. I think his distribution was awful. I think he made a great save in the game.
He did
a great save. That was nice, but I don't feel like it's a save that is becoming of him only. Ramsdale probably could have made a similar save. You know, I think the fine margins is what got Ramsdale dropped. And we never saw the benefits of those fine margins with Raya and goal. What I'll say, like for Son's goal, yes, Jorginho makes a mistake. But one of the things that I thought we would get with Raya is we don't get no extra protection sometimes with Ramsdale. Once we've made a mistake, we get punished. I thought Raya might be that guy that might, stop those shots. But yeah,
bro, that was a tough shot to stop, bro.
He just stopped.
That was well placed, bro.
It was well played, but look at Raya's body position and how he felt like.
But then your first goal as well, his positioning was a bit crazy to start off with. Not for the actual goal, but with
the first goal, he parries the ball back into danger. That's what I'm saying
from that one.
When he probably should have hit it out for a corner.
His positioning was a bit crazy. I think that's why
the whole defense stunk.
Yeah,
the whole defending
with that goal. Yeah.
Obviously, he's majority blame, but the whole everybody in the whole defense can hold a percentage of that.
100%. But just to Drayman's question, Raya was alright, but I didn't.
That second goal, sorry, it's dragging. Sorry, that second goal. He's probably dealt with those shots in the training ground all the time. He knows he ain't saving that. The placement was like, I wouldn't expect anybody to save that.
Son did well because he took it first time, I think, as well. So he gave himself the best opportunity to score that goal. Son was class, innit? But at the same time, I just feel like I just feel that there was no difference between him and Ramsdale in that game. In fact, I think Ramsdale's distribution would have been a lot better. Raya was making Nketiah and Jesus, whoever was up, he was aiming to. He was making them chase these long balls. Like, he weren't pinpointing, and that's normally his bread and butter.
But
he used to pick Tony.
Even on that, what you're saying, yeah. So again, if Eddie can't hold up the ball, who is he kicking it to? He's probably trying to aim for Jesus. That's why he seems like he's not pinpoint. But that's why you have a play Havertz through the middle or play Jesus through the middle.
And
Arsenal lost a lot through.
Or you just buy a proper striker, man.
To back that, his passing at Brentford to Ivan Toney was always spot on.
Yeah, we need Ivan Toney in January, man. Let's just
bit
complete the
of hold up play.
Let's move on. I think we spent way too much on this on your team.
Cut 50% out. And then just say Tottenham.
Dre, man, let's come to United. What do you want to start with, the positives or the negatives?
Let's start with the negatives, man.
So, considering you're still trying to understand your manager's style of play, and you said negatives or positives?
Negatives.
Okay. So,
It's a trap. There's no positives.
Yeah, exactly. I know. So let's go with the negatives.
So, do you have much faith in what you thought his style was, considering you went against a newly promoted team in Burnley and you gave up possession, what was it, 6-2-38?
Yeah.
And they were very dominant. So, or does that basically more or less buy into what outside fans are saying, is that your team are not a possession-based team, you're more of a transitional team, because you can't give up possession to a team like Burnley. You should be basically using that time to be, putting your philosophy into your team, because if you can't do it against Burnley, you're not going to do it against Man City or Liverpool.
I agree.
Sorry, mate. Transitional, you're being kind.
Yeah,
100%
counter-attacking. Yeah.
100%.
No, definitely. We are definitely, we're definitely not a possession-based team. And I don't think we ever will be. And we all the time played it almost on the counter from every game that I've seen. So I don't think that's going to change. The only thing that I would say is that I'm not sure why he keeps playing Scott McTominay in the middle either.
But
that guy's got that guy has to. I know, but that guy has to go. I don't know. Like, every time I see him in my team, he's just not good. Even against Bayern, he was not good at all.
When's Mount back?
I think he's back. Hopefully, I think he might be back tomorrow. If not, it'll definitely be for the Prem game. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, I think we're almost like disjointed. It's like you said, who are we going to put in the team? And he's almost just throwing things in there. Like, he's playing Hannibal as well in the middle. He did all right against Burnley. I can't knock him. Again, I'm not sure why he's playing him there. Is he playing him because Jadon Sancho's not playing and he just want to show that he can play like a youth player and he's willing to give people chances? I don't know. But like,
he's been one of your stand-up performers in your last 2 games.
What, Hannibal? Yeah, he's been all right. I give him that. He has been all right. And that's the thing. I think Eric Ten Hag is continuing to play him there to prove a point to someone like Sancho. I think I can't see why you would, because there's loads of players that have kind of played all right before that have been.
So if you think that, then do you not think inadvertently that you don't think he's a good manager? Because technically you should be playing to show that your team can play football, not selecting players to prove points to players who aren't even in the fold or to the media. But
I think it's almost like a FU to Sancho, because he's almost saying to him, bro, if you don't want to apologise and you don't want to turn up.
As a manager, your job's bigger than that, though.
I agree.
Especially when your team isn't performing.
But I think he's trying to almost like say he doesn't have to rely on someone like Sancho. Like, he's not fast. He's like, I'll pick another youth player above you. I'm happy to. So I think he's almost like trying to point him back in the right direction and go, look, give me something in return, and I'll put you back in the team. I think it's over personally as well. I can't see him coming back, and
I don't think he has any other options but to try players that haven't played but may possibly work.
Yeah. No, I agree. But yeah, it was a woeful performance overall against Burnley. Like I said, at this moment in time, I was just happy to take the 3 points, and I can only hope that we improve again, I'm not sure how we improve in terms of going forward, because obviously we now know that we don't really play great football. We kind of just hope that we get the ball out to the wings, or like a mistake, or, you know, we press hard and quickly, pause, and then we score a goal. But we'll have to wait and see. Who knows? Eric may turn it around. I'm not sure quite at the moment what kind of football we play.
So what is it? Are you guys putting, because obviously Burnley enjoyed so much possession, are you putting that down to Manchester United being dead, or are you putting that more down to Vincent Kompany like drilling his side? Because Burnley was playing good football. But the question is, do you think Burnley can do that to Newcastle?
No.
Can they do that to Brighton? Can they do that to Man City? Can they do that to Arsenal? Can they do that to Liverpool?
The good footballing sides, like,
if you don't think they can,
they'll try. They'll obviously try.
Yeah,
which is a good trait to have. But if you don't think they can do it to the other teams, then it'll be unfair to put that down to just Burnley,
to their prowess.
Yeah.
Because they were more accurate in the passing.
Yeah, they looked so clean, man.
Yeah,
it was
really
an enjoyable game to watch.
So you guys scored against the run of play. Fair enough. It was a great pass from Evans and a well taken finish from Fernandes.
Almost like I call him Van Bruno, because it reminded me of Van Persie. It was sick.
Or Virgil van Dijk for the pass.
Yeah.
But what was I going to say? Obviously, Bruno came out to the rescue again. But what would you say to the fans or to the opposition fans that say this is what Bruno does? He may show up for these smaller games, but in the big games, you don't see him. Do you think that's a fair statement?
I think it can be fair sometimes, you know. He can throw his tantrums in these big games. And to be honest, I think since he's taken the captaincy, he is trying a lot harder, and he is trying to kind of bring us together and play better. So I don't think I'll judge him until the season's over, to be honest. I want to see him fully this season, see how he does. Again, at the moment, I just think that our team is too mismatched. Like I said before, I think Erik ten Hag, he roughly knows the kind of 11 that he wants to play. Whether he's got them at his disposal at the moment, I'm not sure that he has. And then therefore, I think he's almost just trying to string a team together and go out there, lads, see what we can do.
What did you make of Rashford? I thought he was mad underwhelming in that game, man. Like I felt like he was trying stuff and he was positive in his play at times, but it's just like things weren't.
Well, I think I've been reading like articles and like watching videos. He's saying he's basically trying to adjust now to because
he wants to like set people up for goals as well.
Yeah,
Rashford said that.
Yeah, he says basically trying to adjust to Højlund's game.
But all he did was cut in and bang.
Yeah. And then when he was passing, But to be honest, Højlund and Rashford, between them, I thought they both had a really bad game because they couldn't even string like one pass between them. But like sometimes we try and press and we try to be on the counter, and then they'd both give like really bad balls to each other. And I'm thinking, this like simple like passing, like if you can't like do one simple ball forward or to your like fellow like colleague like on your team, like it's not good. Who knows? It may take a few games for him to sort it out, but I think his decision making needs to be better, especially Rashford. He needs to know like when to shoot and then when to pass. And I felt like in that game, it's almost like he was passing when he should have shot, and then he was shooting when he should have passed.
But that's your critiquing of a player who's on over 300,000 a week. Shouldn't he know that already? How long has it been? So like with all due respect, because people think I have an agenda against him, I just think he's like his play is immature, and you said his decision making and stuff. It's like he hasn't kicked on since when he made his debut.
Yeah.
I think he's like plateaued at the same level. And I think I was even having a conversation with Della about that some players, young players come onto the scene and some of them stay at that level because their level is already a very high level. But with him, I haven't seen, like, I think he's just gotten better at cutting in and shooting and getting those goals. And he's a good dribbler, don't get me wrong, but it's still very kind of like childish, to be fair. And I think that I get that from a lot of United wingers as well. I get the same feeling from Anthony, the same from Sancho, that they don't have mature thinking in terms of their decision making on the pitch.
I think it's a fair point as well. Like he should be performing a lot better. At the same time, I don't know, last season, he seemed to be like our focal point in the team. I don't know whether that's changed now, I don't know whether Ten's telling him, like, you don't have to basically take everything on your shoulders anymore. Like, we're trying to even it out a little bit. So he's maybe in two minds.
Wait, do you know what it is, though? It's like, you're on the pitch, Man United, they can see how Burnley are playing. It's like they were just waiting for instructions from Ten Hag on what to do. Like, I didn't really see anybody. Maybe Bruno and Casemiro did a bit. That's why I thought Casemiro had a decent game. But I didn't see anyone taking the ball and like slowing it down or like trying.
No one was taking it by the
different.
scruff of the neck at all.
It was always just Rashford getting the ball there and trying to like dribble at these guys.
That's why I said, bro. It was like a poor game to watch as a United fan. Like, very frustrating. Like you said, you don't really see the direction we're going from that, because I think the next 10 games, they're almost like must-win games, including like the cup games that we have. So if we don't win those, then I'll be shocked. Like, we need to be winning the next 10 games for sure.
Who's your name your next 5?
I think it's like Palace twice.
Is your Palace is a league game home or away?
Let me just double check. I think they might both be at home, if I remember correctly. Where is it?
Well, you check that. I think Bruno Fernandes has been really the one carrying your team, man. As much as Del Estrada's pointed out that sometimes for the big games he goes missing, which I think has been a fair assessment. You know, sometimes you look for your captain to pull you out when you guys are going through some sort of low. He seems to do it against everybody else, and he's won you 6 out of your 9 points that you got in the Premier League from his goals alone and contribution
this season.
Yeah, this season. So yeah, man.
Yeah. So sorry. It's Palace twice at home. Then it's Galatasaray at home. Then it's Brentford at home. Then it's Sheffield United away, and then it's Copenhagen at home. So
yeah, Sheffield United and Copenhagen is where you get your retribution. What about Amrabat debut?
No, I couldn't
Came
really.
on, got a yellow card straight away.
You got a yellow card?
But he was playing left back, bro. I mean, that was just stupidest decision I've ever seen, bro. I even questioned why we were. Reguilon got injured. He was already playing with the flu, so I actually rate him since we've
all done that, bro. That's what I like. That's when the best time to go Power League.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I think his mentality to get in the team and to always play, and he's been playing all right. So,
but I'm hearing that he just wants to earn a contract. As soon as he earns a contract, then he's going to be doing what you man all do.
Yeah, just take his foot off the pedal, probably, most likely. But yeah, he's impressed me a lot, and yeah, he's good. He's definitely a good player to probably keep Shaw on his toes. Yeah, I think we miss Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Dalot. Awful defending. I don't know what's up with him.
Is this what it's come to? You're missing Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
I thought Dalot was all right going forward.
Yeah, going forward he's always all right, but defending it just seems like he's forgotten how to defend.
You lot was all bad defensively. Like, they was ripping you lot up, man. So I think it would be harsh I think he gave a Dalot level of defence considering what the onslaught was from Burnley. And I think everyone else did as well. Like, Reguilon obviously is a better tackler and defender, but
yeah, but we're just missing. I think missing players badly. Like, at the moment, I'm not sure.
How did your £100 million striker do?
He did all right. To be fair, he wasn't really in the game much. Like I said, he needs to just improve on at least passing the ball between the players in the team and them passing to him better. I think it's hard to kind of criticize him when he wasn't even getting like a fair like, if he had a good chance through on goal, then I'd be able to judge him, but it was just woeful. Like, he didn't really have much to play with.
There was a couple link-up opportunities that fell down when it got to him, though.
Yeah, what in terms of what, trying to...
Like, just people bouncing the ball around and like, dropping it, and then he would get the last pass and then it wouldn't quite...
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
But he might not be sharp and he's new in it, so that's the leeway you
get. I mean, I think... from what I've seen, I don't think he will be a flop. I think he'll be all right. You
think you're going to get 70 to 100 million pounds worth of player?
I hope so.
Him and Rashford linked up for the goal against Bayern, though, innit?
No, allow it, man. Come on.
No, but, you know,
No, it's true though. You got to give him his dues as well, a little bit.
Giving him time, he scored against, you know, that's a top class team.
But the thing is, even if bringing up that Bayern game, in that game, in the first, I don't know, maybe the first 15 minutes, basically before Bayern scored, I thought we were the better team. I thought we played better. Then Bayern scored, Onana made a mistake, and then again we just turn off.
Wait, when you say play better, do you mean you contain Bayern and you held?
Yeah,
the ball?
like in terms of, and I think like in terms of like we looked like we were going to score first. Yeah,
no, I don't think you looked like you were going to score. To be fair, you went at them, but I think
probably like we had that chance with Eriksen and like I think it was that the keeper saved it, and then someone else had another chance to like slot it in, and
that's what
got it saved. I know, but I'm saying like we need to be putting these away, and then we'll have a better chance. But I think like with anything, the morale at the moment must be like not great. Eric's probably trying to keep a straight face. Bruno's probably trying to bring everyone together. So I'm hoping as the games go on, obviously we get fitter, we get a few players back, and we at least look like a half decent team. Because at the moment we just don't look like anything at the moment. Like I can't see any real identity from us in terms of like how we're gonna move going forward.
Is it panic mode yet or no?
I wouldn't say it's panic mode yet. I would say, you know, if we had lost to Burnley, maybe it would have been a bit panic mode. But yeah, we beat Burnley. We got 3 points. I think I'm hoping like now is like we can kind of push on and just like get a few games like under our belt where we winning by like maybe like two goals, I'd say. Because we need to be scoring goals. And obviously if we're not scoring goals, then we're going to be conceding them. And if we can't score goals, then we're going to lose the games.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I think I'm taking out Manchester United from my fantasy football. Any Manchester United players out of my fantasy football league. Still.
Yeah, I was going to take out Bruno, but I'm happy I left him in for one more week.
Yeah, you did well still, man. Your point tally pissed me off.
I haven't even checked it, but I know I've done well.
Yeah, you did
only
well.
because I saw you had a few players who I know who steps up.
Yeah.
What did I do?
You got like 100 plus points. Still.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So
I'll tag me on that.
yeah. So we got Palace next twice. So I'm hoping we can deal with them nicely. And
what's that EPL? I mean,
Carabao and then Premier League. Yeah.
The holders.
Yeah. I think I'm hoping that he rings a few changes. I'm guessing Amrabat. I'm hoping he'll probably start him, put him in the middle. Not somewhere weird like left back. Again, I'm not even sure who we'll probably be paying at left back because if Reguilon's injured, I'm not sure.
Reguilon got injured?
Yeah, I think he got injured. Well, I think he kind of pulled up his hamstring in the last game, so
probably
I'm not sure.
Dallo, innit?
Yeah, I think that's what he might do. Probably.
But is Wan-Bissaka available?
No.
So he's
probably Varane and somebody else will play there, and then they'll put a centre back there or something.
Interesting that obviously he didn't play Harry Maguire in the last game as well.
Ain't he injured?
No, I don't think so.
I bet Hannibal will play right back.
Hey, Maguire injured?
Yeah, Maguire's injured.
I'm sure he is.
No, I think that's a lie, man. I don't think he's injured,
he's
man.
injured, man.
No.
Right, you think more highly of Evans than Maguire?
I think if he wasn't injured, then he'll come out on Twitter and say it. So don't believe what they write about me.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If I'm Harry Maguire, I don't know, man. He should have moved. Like he ain't gonna get games, man. I don't think he likes him. I don't think he trusts him.
Bro, he's gonna get games, man. Your squad's in.
Might get a game tomorrow if he's not injured. If he's back tomorrow, then that weekend thing was a lie.
Varane's back now, isn't it? So
yeah, Varane's back. I'm glad he's back. He played like I think it was the last like 10 minutes of the game, maybe less. We need him back in the team because Martinez was out injured as well. So like I said, it'll be interesting the next few games to see how we perform. I'm hoping that we push on from it and we can start kind of seeing like what we saw towards the back end of last season where we just scored and played better.
Are you out of the title race now?
I wouldn't say we're out of the title race.
come on, man.
We're not out of the title race.
Because obviously City's on 18 points. You're on 9, innit? That's
But City, you didn't have a 10-point gap last year, was it? City a 10-point gap. Brought it back. So no one's out of it until the end of the...
Oh, you think you can do what City did?
I don't think we can do what City did, but
Kind of what it
I'm just
sounded
saying. I'm just saying, who knows, man? Premier League's a weird league. I don't think we'll win it, but
Yeah, it's too
I don't think. I think we'll be there or about.
Because I was going to say, after 6 games to already be eliminated from the title race is kind of crazy.
Well, who knows, man? I think let's see the next 6 games and then see how it looks.
Fair enough.
cool. Speaking of title contenders, Liverpool have just slowly silently going around their business. So Joey, talk to us. 3-1 win against West Ham.
Yeah, routine to be completely honest. I don't like that thing we do where we keep on starting the games and just wanting to take our foot off the gas and just coast down the hill. So West Ham came on smoke, man. Mikel Antonio doing his usual pesting, just bullying.
Susek was on smoke too.
Yeah, bullying Gomez, bullying Matip, even giving a couple nudges to Virgil van Dijk. But yeah, Souček had the first chance, which should have been a goal. Should have been a goal, but it was a brilliant save from Alisson. But again, my problem is why so early? Why so early? Like, especially if we know that this is something that's been afflicting us. Like, we need to just kind of steal up and just see it out the same way, for example, you guys would have thought Arsenal would do after they conceded. I think that was a criticism of Arsenal as well.
Yeah.
So start the game, yeah, man, just like steady the ship, control the ball. But it takes a couple heart attacks for us to get going in it. And the counter-attack was swift, man. Like obviously I cast United for being a counter-attack, but the way when Liverpool counter is frightening, bro. It's frightening, man.
Definitely.
It's a bad pass to Nunes from Diaz, and then Nunes accidentally came off the back of his foot. He did put his foot out to kind of get a touch on it, but luckily it went to Salah.
Yeah.
And then obviously you lot see him cut in, bang the goal. Cut in, got fouled, and bang the penalty, man. But as soon as that happened, I knew it was cruise control, to be honest. I knew there'll be more turbulence with Jared Bowen, and like, them man are pests.
Yeah.
Jared Bowen, he just pops up with a goal here and there all the time. Mikel Antonio is a bully, so I knew there'll be a bit of turbulence, but I knew that that was a routine 3 points, man.
But it seemed to be like your kind of thing this season, to always go down and then just come back and...
Yeah, and again, that's an ugly quality, I think, man. It's nice.
That happened in Europe as well, right?
Yeah. It's nice, isn't it? Because it's like, it's excitement and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Man. But when you're doing it to a Europa team, Lask Linz, whatever, it's you're basically making players that shouldn't be playing, should be resting, come on and rescue the game, innit, man?
Yeah.
So
That's true.
Salah didn't need to come on, though, did he? I was happy he did.
I think Salah, he said, please. He said, oh God, please. Oh God, please. This guy just wants to play and he wants goals, bro. Because when I saw how happy he was to be coming on the pitch, bro, I was like, what is wrong with you, bro?
I was happy because he's in my dream team.
Yeah.
But you know what? He scored or assisted in 12 successive games I've seen a stat say.
Yeah. So this guy, he's enjoying football at the moment. So like, I know 100% he said he's playing that game, innit? But again, yeah, sorry, just because you mentioned Europa, like I don't actually care for the results of the Europa games. I wanted to watch that game because there's players that I need to see what they're saying, man. Like some people are gassing over this Ben Doak guy.
Yeah, what do you think of him?
He ain't got no end products at all, bro. He's just like a dribbling and runner, innit, man.
Yes.
Like, I don't think he's enough.
I'm a Liverpool fan that I know one of my pals in a group. He keeps saying Ben Doak is the one. He's a player.
He's a one. And he's not the one, man. No, for sure, he's not the one, man. Because
to be fair, he says this about every new Liverpool prospect.
Okay, and you can't blame him, bro. Because Liverpool, apart from a couple of guys, they've decided straight fire, man. But yeah. So back to the game. The control of the middle from the three guys, and I've been hard on McAllister as well because he's his passing has been loose, man. Last game he had like 7 possession turnovers against him.
Okay.
Game before that he had 4. This game I counted 3.
Okay.
But so I think he's just adjusting to the position because he drops into 6, moves to 8. He's like shuffled around. All 3 of them are shuffled around yesterday, man. So he's attempting his passes and he got that assist for Nunes, which was a sick ball over the top.
That was a sick ball.
And a beautiful classy finish from Nunez, who's a mixed bag of results as well, man.
He's mad. Like he'll just miss crazy
That's it
chances.
that he missed.
Yeah.
Insane.
Nunez.
Insane, bro.
Bro, which one do you think is worse, Jesus or Nunez?
Nunez, bro. Nunez was
was
through and
worse.
goal. Him and the goalkeeper looking at each other.
Yeah,
But that was Jesus though.
No, but Thingy was next to him though.
Yeah,
Madison was next to him.
yeah.
Like, could put him off, innit?
Yeah, Madison put a
There was no one next to Nunez, bro. And he didn't even look at the goal, look at the ball. He just put his foot out, slammed it wide. To the point, the camera couldn't even catch it, bro. It was so fast how it happened, bro, man. But then he goes and rectifies it with a clean goal, like that anyone will be proud of, man. So,
it's almost like he prefers the unorthodox finishes than the
definitely
easy
the harder
goals, bro.
jobs. But they're just the control in the middle, man. Like they put on a clinic, man.
Curtis Jones is he's doing well to keep himself in in contention.
He said this team is not going anywhere without me.
Trust me, bro. He's staying in there, bro.
Yeah. He's ball retention again. That's one of his. Like he can keep the ball press resistant.
Who is he keeping out of the team? Endo.
Gravenberg, the new player.
No, but it's not that it's because he's been playing since he had this hot run towards the end of last season when Liverpool were playing well, and he's been playing consistently since then. So I know, obviously, if you're signing all these guys around him, then you're gonna feel threatened. But some people don't rise to the occasion. And I think he has. So it's not necessarily who's not playing; it's the fact that we're asking that question.
And when do you think? Because I don't know if this is one thing that Klopp tends to do, where he buys the players and he makes them. He takes some time before he actually embeds them into the team. Do you think that's what he's doing with Endo, or Endo's just literally just a spare part and you will come on as and when you're needed?
I think he's that. I've been saying it. People think I'm being harsh. Some people even claim I'm being racist. But I watched the training session on YouTube for the Liverpool last game, and everyone comes out onto the pitch, they're all like busting jokes with their bedrooms and like chasing each other and like slapping each other's heads and all that. And they all come out as Obersley with his guys, McAllister with Jurgen Klopp, because that's his dad, innit? So that's what they tried to say. And then you see Konate with Tsimikas. But Endo just comes out on his own, he's like just looking around like proper Billy No Mate. And he speaks perfect English. So I don't think he's got any banter, bro. I don't think he's got any chat.
Did he come out last?
No, he didn't come out last. But he came out next to Virgil van Dijk. And as a captain, you should be kind of like...
Yeah.
Trying to bring him in.
But I think he's tried.
What's that question about then?
No, I thought he might be staying behind to clean up the dressing room.
Oh,
Yeah.
nah, man.
For training?
That's really
What are you saying?
man.
You got sold a lie.
Nah, because what they were doing in the Qatar World Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
So you signed him for cleaning? You're a racist, bro. Nah, but anyway, no. But yeah, I don't think he's settled. And I'm hoping he's settled because I think Minamino's settled quite well. And obviously, I think
But Minamino's been there for a while, though.
No, he's gone now. But
I thought he sent me time off. Sorry.
Yeah, he settled quite quickly. But and I think he was one of the main reasons why he was so eager to go to Liverpool as well, because I think he said they spoke whatever and all that kind of stuff, man.
Did he play in the Europa game for you guys?
He started in the Europa game.
And how did he do in that?
Like I'm saying, he didn't look like he was trying to upset any balances, because in that same game, Bajcetic played inverted right back, and he picked up where he left off, man. He was just bombing in, running into the box, like. Yeah, I didn't know what to think of Badge playing there, but obviously he used to play centre back, and he plays a 6. And if you're playing inverted, your defensive positioning will be good enough to play in that position.
Do you think Endo's a bit overwhelmed, like in terms of like
100%.
how Liverpool are and how
like,
they play?
Yeah,
What do you think? Because obviously Fabinho took a while to
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's culture shock. It's the difference between VfB Stuttgart and Liverpool. Understanding the role that he wants from him, because I see him play for Japan, and I know he does make good passing, he's good on the ball, but he just doesn't seem to be that here, and it should be easier here because you're playing with, in my opinion, better players.
Yeah.
So I think it might hopefully take a while to settle, but it definitely doesn't look like he's settled at all.
Well, it's still early. It's only like what 3 games, because he came in.
Yep.
Yeah, late.
Yeah. But, because the way some of the other Liverpool signers have hit the ground running, you hope that this is going to think, but you have to make allowance that not every signing is going to be that. But yeah, sorry, in terms of the game, I think defensively we played well, man. Joe Gomez had a great game. I'm happy to be able to say that like consistently because it's been a while, obviously, since his bad injuries. Zoboslai, man. I don't know what else to say, man. The guy just
He
Again,
can't be your back pages today, there, bro.
yeah. You're allowed to do
No. Like you and Jay, he can't pick Man United, and you can't pick Szoboszlai again. Like, come on, man.
Damn. I would have put Saka, but obviously he doesn't
He
understand goal side. Why are you sweating for us,
His agenda against Saka needs to stop.
No, but it was a good performance, man, and yeah, long may it continue, man.
And as the season's going, where did you predict Liverpool? Did you predict?
I put them second. I think they were going to win the league, but I put them second because you can't come.
So
You can't be in Europa League.
on what actually think they're going to win the league?
No, I didn't say that. I said second.
No, you said
you thought they were going to
but
win
you didn't
the
want to say it. But so that's why you put them second. But what 5 games?
What's
or
your
6
gut
games,
feeling
What
saying?
do you feel now?
What's happening here?
It's a question.
Yeah, okay. What were you trying to get at this question?
Now I'm asking you.
Just wants to know how you're feeling.
How
okay.
are you feeling now? You've seen.
I didn't say anything how I'm feeling. I said I thought.
It's a question.
So I used my
this is
head.
a question.
When I-
Exactly. Yeah. How are you feeling now? Watching
No,
Liverpool,
I think-
the window's closed. Do you feel like you can?
No, this was the best team in the world a couple of seasons
Yeah,
ago,
yeah,
man,
yeah,
bro. Why are you stuttering, bro? Answer the boy's question.
Hey,
man.
look, man, I'm just trying to give dramatic tension for the listeners, isn't it, man? No, real talk. I think we've got so much to build up on, and when you watch Man City the day before, man, you can see that there's still so much of a gap that needs to be closed, man. So we'll be good if we got second, but again, Arsenal are looking good. Tottenham are looking decent. We've got them this weekend,
Yeah.
so
How do you feel going into that game?
I think technically we should win the game, but Tottenham can start games very intensely this season.
Are you home or away?
I don't actually know. Oh, no, away. No, I don't know, man. But yeah, if we're away, I think it will be a difficult game, and I think we could get blown out in the first couple minutes, but then we can come back and maybe rescue a draw or 3 points if lucky. But that would be another great escape that we shouldn't be having to do. But I think I'm worried.
Yeah,
about the
that
first
you
parts
guys
of the
are
game.
away.
Yeah, I'm worried about the first parts of the game, man.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to watch that game because I haven't
Same.
bought into the hype of Tottenham yet. I want to see them against. Liverpool.
Basuma's just looking nuts, man.
Yeah, he looked
Yeah, but
great
he
in
was
that
quiet in
game.
the first half against
He
Arsenal.
was.
He was. I think that was
Then-
down to
then-
good
then-
He
tactics.
grew into it.
Yeah.
And my worry,
Good
that's
tactic.
my main worry for the Liverpool game because we haven't got 6. And we've not got, we can only kind of like overrun him. But
But Sar's got legs as well.
Sar's got legs and Basuma's somewhat press proof.
Yeah, he is.
Bruv, proper press resistance.
Yeah. So that's what I'm worried about because we don't have a 6 to protect that area where Maddison is playing. I think we can handle Son.
Yeah.
I think we could. I think where we'd lose it is probably around Maddison if he can pick up good enough positions to give our defenders a slip, and the other one is the Basuma one. But I think everywhere else on the pitch we've got Tottenham beat.
Cool. Anything else you want to say about Liverpool before we move on?
Probably the greatest team in the land.
that's gonna come second. Let's quickly talk about the greatest team in the land right now, City. What did this is to the group, by the way. I don't know if you guys watched the game, but what do you think of the performance against Man City? No, against Forest. There was something happened. I read in the group. Someone said Tavares did something.
Oh man,
What did he do? Because when I was watching the highlights, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, they had to cut that off. I think for legal reasons, right?
I think he done a madness, like he's miskicked the ball or something, and then he wrong footed
He
himself.
broke his knee.
And then he done like the stanky
I
leg.
think
Wow.
he tried to drop the shoulder, and then I think he came in and then he miskicked the ball, and then I think he
Did
broke
he
his
have the ball?
Huh?
Who had the ball?
Yeah, he had the ball, bro. He had
Yeah.
the ball. They were dribbling. I think wow.
I'm sure I posted it in the group. Like he done a madness. Yeah, then it's like his knee popped, and then
Yeah.
then he tried to challenge that.
Yeah,
then he tried to foul. He tried to foul someone. No, I was just
I think it's Foden, didn't it?
yeah, I was like, thank God he's not our problem no more, man. This guy.
Yeah, but yeah, what's weird is that he's actually been looking decent.
Yeah,
but then all of a sudden he showed that
he showed that bozo gene big time.
Perfect description.
Oh man.
But I think okay, the main thing obviously to talk about is obviously Rodri being sent off. But before that, obviously City played six games, 6 wins. Then very good position. But yeah, Rodri is sent off. Did anyone see the incident? What did you make of it?
Yeah, how can she slap? How can she slap? Yeah, that's a red card, bro.
Yeah,
like, it wasn't, bro. Like, why
You can't put your hands on someone's neck, bro.
But I hate those sort of things. My annoyance is the fact that because Gibbs White is English, no one said anything about him going down too easily.
Yeah, but we once somebody attacks you,
the way
England is okay. England's okay with you dropping down like that because that happens all the time.
The way he fell was so dramatic.
It was too much.
Yeah, because he said he choked me. He choked me, and you know the referee, because it wasn't like a hard choke. The referee might have allowed it, innit?
No, but the way he dropped was bad. Like he got choked, and then he was like, "Hold on, you choked me," and then he dropped. It's like he had to think about it as well.
100%, bro. But I think
even if
are you mad at Gibbs White for doing that?
No, I just don't like this sort of things in football.
Even if he didn't go down, he would have got sent off.
Like, why are you going to ground?
He would have.
Especially the nature of the game that you're playing.
You can't put hands on.
I like it because it's just like a spice to the game. And the fact is, what's the red card for? Is the hands around the neck or the fact that I've gone down?
I get it, but come on, man. Why?
Literally, if Xhaka did that against Trent when we played Liverpool last season, we might be Premier League champions.
This is what I'm saying, bro. It's that exotic spice, bro. English people don't like it, but obviously they didn't say nothing about Gibbs White. Yeah. But maybe because he's black and it's like.
But speaking of, is he fully black?
Black enough.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of black enough players, so Rodri is now suspended.
I thought he was going to talk about thingy.
3 games.
Doku.
Oh no. Speaking of he's suspended for 3 games, and fortunately he's going to be missing against Arsenal when Arsenal play.
Big miss.
What?
But Arsenal may not even have Declan Rice for party, so who knows?
That's mezzo.
But as I said, speaking of black players, do you think Calvin Phillips will eventually be given a chance to play?
Oh my God, that guy.
What's their options now? John Stones in the...
No, John Stones is injured.
Ooh. They've still got Kovacic, no?
I think he's
Kovacic injured.
Yeah, that's why they played...
oh shit.
Nunez.
Yeah,
Nunez is hit and miss for me right now.
Yeah, he hasn't settled in yet. He's
done.
He looks out of place a bit, but...
Yeah, he's over-dribbling, overplaying it and... getting caught in possession.
Pep will deal with him soon.
Yeah, 100%. But how do you feel about that, Sheriff?
About Rodri being missing for the
they'll take that.
Yeah, I'm happy. I think it just gives us an increased chance of winning because we don't ever beat Man City in the Prem, home or away. And without KDB, without Rodri, without Mahrez, without Kondo, I think it's a great chance. Obviously, we've got quite a few injuries ourselves. But
Man City always seem to find a way though.
They do, and we haven't lost yet. We're still unbeaten, but
yeah. Speaking of Arsenal, I think Arsenal only 1 point worse than they were last season.
Is it just 1 point?
Yeah.
Shit.
The way I look
at it just goes to show how much Liverpool were missing last season.
Yeah, proper. But you know what? Start was bad.
You know what? I don't look at it like that because I look at it as
glass half full, huh?
No, not even there. I look at it as the two games here that we've dropped points in. Fulham and Spurs, we got all 3. So now we got to get those points back in blood from someone else. So
True.
Anfield, we've got to beat Liverpool rather as well. We've got to beat City on the 8th of October. Like, we have to get those points elsewhere. Can we do it? Who knows?
But is that Andre?
I was just going to say, I just hope Man United I don't want any more of these rugby scorelines, man.
It's not about what you want, it's about what they can do.
Yeah, I just don't want it, man. I don't want it at all.
But you see, after the Bayern game, for United, did that kind of give you some confidence that you guys could potentially play, like you guys could be a bit more competitive in the Premier League? Because
did it?
I it gave me
scoreline was flattering.
It should not.
No, it gave
not.
no. I said it gave me. It was going to give me. It gave me more confidence
with
because
them
we
playing
were scoring.
Should not, bro.
We were scoring.
I know you were scoring, but
No, but that's what I was saying. We weren't scoring goals before, so I was
no,
like,
but I know you were scoring in that game. But if you watch the game, I think that's because Bayern Munich were moving crazy.
they were moving crazy. But that's what I'm saying. If they didn't score first, I thought we would have done all right in that game. I think if we got the first goal, I think we would have pushed on.
Oh, you was watching the Arsenal game, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's funny. I haven't really got a chance to watch that game back. But I've just seen 1 or 2 highlights because I was at the Emirates. But back to the City, to City just in general. My thing with City, obviously, they went down to 10 men. Obviously, Rodri's madness, and they didn't really seem to.
no, they didn't get phased.
Yeah.
No, they did. Remember, I think
Forest.
Forest pressed the hell out of them, bro. But they had a great defensive display.
They still look like they comfortably just battered it.
But if it wasn't Forest, though, if it was Spurs, if it was Arsenal, if it was West Ham, even, bro, because I think
Why? You say
And was
that?
City ready 2-0 up at that point?
at that point,
Yeah.
So I think
But Arsenal will be against 10 men and then we'll be conceding for Fulham.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So I have to give them some credit.
yeah, we do.
They went down to.
I think the game, like, even though there was a lot of time left, the game was done, man.
Yeah,
I like
2-0. Arsenal one was just 1-0. So one corner bang, which is what they scored against Fulham.
Forest, they were so toothless in that game, man. They had nothing to get a goal there, man.
Yeah. Before I move on to the Chelsea game, if you were Calvin Phillips and Pep played Rico Lewis in midfield ahead of you, what do you do?
Just smile.
Smart.
And take the pay slip.
Just yes, boss. That's what he does. Is smile. Like, yes, boss. Bro.
Yeah,
But
I think eventually he's got to start looking at his playing options, man. He's won his trophies without contributing, man. He's, now he needs to work on actually playing football again.
I really enjoyed watching him at Leeds, man. This is it's painful to watch, man.
I'm surprised if you don't even go out on loan, man. Like if he ain't gonna play games.
I think I put in the group.
Yeah.
I think he didn't want to go. He didn't want to go out alone.
Oh, he didn't.
Yeah, Pep said you can go if you want.
Oh, so he doesn't rate him then.
Pep's liberties were coming out saying that,
Yeah, you don't rate him at all.
Maybe they asked him.
Yeah, no, but why would you tell everybody in the world? Why would you tell the whole
him to go
world?
alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to tell them. But sorry, who replaces him in your opinion? Calvin
Phillips should play.
But who?
If Rico Lewis plays ahead of you, then pass this over.
Is that the option? Rico Lewis or
That's the only thing I can think of. Rico Lewis playing him in
can't Nunez play there?
Then he plays in midfield. I think Bernardo Silva's. They got some injuries as well. I think Bernardo Silva is injured as well.
Wow.
This was never that big actually. Kovacic is injured. Rodri suspended.
Do you
Phillips
The
hasn't played.
midfield's
Do
taking
you
a
think,
toll.
obviously, you support Manchester City as well? I rolled my eyes.
The camera can't
those that
see.
can't see, yeah. But do you think City are better this season than they were last season?
I haven't watched them play. So based on, I'll say no. I think they're just getting the job done.
Getting the job done.
But obviously I haven't watched them.
Okay.
I haven't watched full 90 minutes game to be able to like make a valid.
What about anyone else at the table? Would you say City look better this season than last season? Or
I don't think Kovacic has settled in enough to say he's maybe replaced Gundo. Yeah, so I'd say no.
Yeah, I said that as well. I didn't think they looked better because I was trying to measure up. Obviously, I was just thinking about when we played them in a fortnight. I was just trying to measure up like what chance Arsenal have, because I thought that the gap was closing.
Yeah, it's definitely a better chance, but I think also some of that gap that Gundo has left behind, it looks like it could partially been filled by Doku being added to the club.
That's
Because that
true.
adds another dimension to them.
And Alvarez is getting in on the goals
And
as well.
Alvarez is coming and stepping up into that hole from Gundo as well.
Foden's getting his chance as well, looking decent.
So right now it doesn't necessarily look it, but it could actually be that.
So if Liverpool were playing City as opposed to Arsenal, would you be confident?
I'd be confident because we have a good record against Pep,
And you've
And
got crazy
we've added-
firepower as well.
and we've added a lot more than what we had last season. Like I'm saying, just that replacement of Zobo for Henderson is like for like, and then a whole lot more.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's going to be an interesting game, to be honest. City and Arsenal. I think it's going to be good to see. I think.
Boy, I'd have thought by now Arteta would have found his midfield and they'll have some consistency. Because if you know City's team, it's the same.
No, but isn't that because of injuries as well?
Yeah, and that's sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. If Arteta decided 11 players, you have to play them. Not this tinkering whereby you're playing Jesus on the left when you're. This is so.
Maybe that's why. Pep is doing so well, because he doesn't have the option to tinker like he usually does.
Yeah,
and usually he takes his time to figure out what he's going to do, and then he doesn't have the greatest start, and then they kick into gear once he figured it out.
Yeah,
so
sometimes you just got to put your best 11 and just say go out and do what you need to do. Man.
So maybe it might be the inverse of that. So when he gets his guys in, he might start tinkering, and then it might start derail them.
I think Arsenal's midfield's weaker this season.
Yeah, it's weak. I think it's.
You know what you said? Yeah, sorry to cut you, Della, but remember, like when we was like doing our pre-season episodes, and you was like, we shouldn't replace Partey and Xhaka. Yeah, you remember you were saying all that stuff because, and I agreed with you, and I shared that same notion. Have you clocked? Yeah, that actually Arsenal are playing as if we're playing without both anyway.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, so it's like you're playing like this brand new midfield, and you're just asking them to gel.
And that's just it'll take time.
It's taking time, and then you've got Havertz that isn't a natural midfielder at the moment as well. So I don't feel like, I personally don't feel like the midfield is stronger. And
how long are Trossard and Martinelli going to be out? Do you know?
Nah, I don't. To be honest,
they should hopefully be back. One of them should be back for the City game, though, right?
City games in 2 weeks.
Yeah, 2 weeks. I was going to say, okay.
Yeah,
hopefully Deckers is available, but
hopefully he's available. Partey looks. I heard Partey's making good progress. Yeah, man. Hopefully we're.
That's a shame. I would want to definitely see both teams
at their best.
Yeah,
with the strongest players. Yeah, 100.
No, I don't care about that, man. As long as Arsenal.
Let's quickly move on to the last game. So that's Chelsea Villa. So Chelsea lost 1-0.
The end.
I can't believe you still cover that stupid team.
No. This is like, obviously, you just got to touch on them very briefly. But I was watching. I thought they created chances.
So many.
They were unfortunate to not even
to get one in.
Yeah,
it was crazy, man.
So I don't know what needs to happen. What's going to change?
Well, what about Sterling? You lot are going to have to withdraw your praise of Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, Sterling. I'm taking out my fantasy team.
Yeah.
Because he looked like he was.
Because he had a couple one-on-ones as well, innit? And
like ones where he would usually dink it, just give it to the keeper.
Doing Nketiah's.
The thing with Chelsea is a bit weird because I think obviously going against someone like Aston Villa, they're more like a low block, and then they're just trying to catch them, which they did. But if we look back, when Chelsea played Liverpool, I think if they play like a top team, I think we see the better of them.
That's what we say about. I thought. But yeah, because that's what we say about the Nottingham Forests and all these other guys that once in a while take out a big team. That's not really a big team. We should be seeing Chelsea do those things and perform and have the results, man.
I mean, they have brought in they've brought in a lot of players, man.
You know what? Villa played midweek as well, and they had quite a grueling game. So to see Chelsea just have such a toothless performance, in my opinion,
after a week off.
Yeah, after a week off, man, it was poor.
Well, Poch says it's a project, isn't it? So I don't know how long Poch gets as well.
He better be careful. Remember he's a former Tottenham op as well, bruv.
But he that's what I'm saying. He got Tottenham playing well. He even got Southampton playing well. So surely they need to be looking and going like, if we get rid of this guy.
I feel they should keep him.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what PSG has done to him mentally. It's a tough ride, bro.
Yeah.
Ollie Watkins' goal was sick though.
Yeah, that was a great finish.
Poor keeping.
Poor goalkeeping, man.
You think it was poor keeping?
Keeper shouldn't be getting beaten there.
If you stand
from
still,
the angle.
I just don't think he expected him to shoot from there.
Yeah, but that's why I thought it was quite impressive to score from that angle, and that was his first goal.
But how can a goalkeeper not expect someone to shoot from there? That's where the ball
he
was
still on the front post, and then he kind of dived and he went through his legs.
Yeah, it was through his legs.
That's why there's rumours that they're going for Ramsdale, innit?
I mean, that nothing against Ramsdale, but the decision making at that club has been crazy. So if Ramsdale even even entertain that would be insane, bro.
No, I doubt he will. Ramsdale's here to stay, man.
Yeah, man. The club needs a mascot.
Jackson just needs to learn how to shoot, man.
They need someone's head to rub on the way out.
Who's that?
Ramsdale, bro. He's a happy fella. In all the videos, he's always smiling and happy, bro. That's exactly what they need.
But as well, I don't know, maybe that midfield that they've got is a bit weird as well for Chelsea, because what was it? It's like Enzo, Gallagher, and
Caicedo.
Yeah, Caicedo, and it's a bit weird. Like, I don't know, man. That's just a mismatch of midfield.
Caicedo was moving Bobby.
Yeah.
He was moving Bobby, bro. Man.
I don't know, man. Like, because is Gallagher the captain or something? I don't even know. Like, I think
he's wearing the armband at the moment.
Yeah, he's wearing the arm. I'm not sure about that midfield at all.
Well, on the goal as well, Thiago Silva's.
He made a mistake.
Yeah. Because the Chelsea fans have been ripping him for a while, especially after the Nottingham Forest goal when Awani gave him controller and held him up, bro. So I think Thiago's. But even he said, bro, I shouldn't even be playing, man. Like, I'm just playing because everyone's injured.
And did he say that?
He said it in Brazilian or whatever. Fortunately, No, but he said basically they were getting onto him, and I think it was on Twitter or something where they were blaming him for the goal and for the poor defense. But I think he's saying he shouldn't technically be playing, but it's an injury-stricken team.
Fair.
Chelsea just super low on confidence as well at the moment.
Cool. As usual, let's finish off with our back pages. And our back pages, to any new listener, this is where we shine light on any player, manager, or team that done well this weekend. Who's ready to go first? Hands up, man. Go on, Jerry.
Mine it's a simple one. Mine's De Zerbi, man. Had his first European game for Brighton. For the club, and then came back. Obviously, he had a grueling match on Thursday. Came back to England and just dispatched Bournemouth, man. Another great performance from Brighton.
He lost. He lost in it.
Yeah, it was a grueling game, man. But first, I didn't say the result. I was just talking about the first game for Brighton in Europe, man. It's a big thing.
Fair dues.
Synergy speaking, Strad, what's yours?
My back pages would go to Newcastle. No, you know what? That's too easy. I'm gonna give it to Basuma. For that second half that he put in against us Arsenal, man. I think after the game, once you get over your upset that you've dropped points to the scumbag Guidos, if you're allowed to even say that, Spurs guys.
I wouldn't.
It's the Spurs guys. But man, he was dope, man. He won like 75% of his duels, all of his tackles, his ball recoveries was on point. 94% pass accuracy. He just looked. He's press resistant. He just looked. Man. It was sick, man. Yeah, he reminded me of the Basuma that I wanted us to sign before he went to Tottenham. Yeah, so I'll give him the back pages. Honourable mention to Newcastle, though. Dope result. 8 different Premier League goal scorers.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was dig at me, yeah?
Go on, Jerry.
I give it to Maddison. Just, again, the way he started the season. Again, I think because of the level of the game, it will.
That's their blood.
What was it? Well, I think Saka had a better game than Maddison, You
think Saka had a bit? Let me just. I think let's not get. For me, I think because of the level, what's the word I'm looking for? Because of the kind of game it is, because of the derby it is.
Have you got a strap, bro?
Yeah.
Yo, yeah. This guy's loaded up.
Best control.
Yeah. And he was just so clinical in terms of the assists for the goals.
Capitalizing on Jordan.
Yeah, exactly. I think when someone does the right things at the right moments. Okay, it wasn't a perfect game for him, but those 2 incidences for the goals, it was perfect in my mind. You couldn't have got any better, man. He had a great game, and I think he started the season like that, and I think what I buy for Tottenham, 40 million, like well spent.
Yeah, man.
Cool. So for
You?
my back pages, I'll give it to a team who came back into Europe, went to San Siro, managed to get a draw, came back. Fair enough, the team that they played wasn't the greatest, but to score 8, concede none, and then Callum Wilson, he's now on 41 goals. He's just gone past Les Ferdinand. He's now 5 goals behind Amiobi and Peter Beardsley to be Newcastle's second all-time goal scorer. So without doubt, it has to go to Newcastle. That's my
how many goals is that?
He's got 41.
How many did Faustino Asprilla get? Was that his name?
He's
Well,
not
he
even
wasn't there long enough.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Les Ferdinand was on either, I think he's on 41 now, 42.
And that was at the twilight of his career.
Who?
Les Ferdinand.
I think Les Ferdinand had a 40 or 41 and Callum Wilson's surviving by 1. And then I think
50
the
Ferdinand.
second 50?
Not league goals.
No, it's not league. Let me see.
No, in 84 games, yeah, it's not league. I think it's
Yeah,
overall.
Yes, I've got it. Yeah, so Les Ferdinand's got 41.
Okay, 41.
Callum
yeah,
Wilson's
maybe.
42. Andy Cole's 43. Amiobi's 43. Peter Beardsley's 46.
Where's Rule Fox?
Yeah, he's not on it.
Oh, okay.
And then
Fox.
Alan Shearer's 148. So yeah, Callum Wilson can at least be Newcastle's second all-time goal scorer.
How many
by the time he
Henry
finishes?
get?
Henry, I don't remember, man.
What, Premier League?
I don't remember.
More than 100, huh? Because he's definitely in the 100 club.
175.
Not Premier League.
Mm.
No, that's not Premier League goals.
So
175.
Well, Henry got 175. Premier League.
Shearer's got 100.
Yeah.
But Shearer's the all-time goal scorer. All-time Premiership goal scorer.
Yeah, but how many did he get?
But this says he got 148. But
No,
this is just
yeah.
for Newcastle. Oh no, this is just Newcastle. But you've got Blackburn as well.
Yeah, exactly. Blackburn.
Blackburn,
Yeah.
Southampton.
Yeah, exactly.
So how many has he got then?
Who's Shearer?
Oh, it must have.
No, it's not. It's
Let's have a look.
175 don't sound right.
For who?
For
Henry.
No, it's on the Premier League website.
Shit.
Why not?
Premier League record goal scorer, 260.
175, yeah, for real. He said his final goals for the club meant he finished his Arsenal career with a record 228 goals, 175 of them.
Yeah,
came
in the Prem,
Premier
yeah.
League.
What, when he came back the second time?
Came back, he got that goal.
That was a Carling Cup game.
Oh.
Was that Carling Cup game?
Yeah,
What, when he scored against Leeds?
I don't think it was a league game.
Yeah, I don't think Leeds were in the Prem them time.
No,
I was there for that game as well, man.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
He's
but-
sick.
Yeah, guys, let's call it a day there. Guys, again, thank you for listening to us.
No watch list?
Yeah, we've gone a bit over today.
No, fair enough. I
Unless
just wanted to say Kai Havertz is staying on there for me.
I actually don't have one. You know? I was going to put the Sheffield manager, but I was like, no.
Yeah,
Long.
but
He
yeah,
won't be there for long.
so yeah, guys, as previously mentioned, you can find us on all available platforms. You can interact with us on social media. That's TikTok, Instagram, and X. Again, thank you for listening. We'll be back next week.